Do you consider yourself to be a debt-free uni student? Well, let me ask you this. How many of you have a student loan, an overdraft, or even a credit card? If you answered yes to any of these, then you, my friend, are in debt. Have you ever considered how much you will actually end up paying on small interest-bearing debts? Many young students live away from home, and with no financial support from their families, as well as increased costs, they are likely to run into situations where they require emergency funds with no means to get these funds. Many loans come with costly interest-bearing schemes, such as personal loans, credit cards, loan sharks, or even worse, loans from malicious finance companies. The Reserve Bank increased their interest rates by 0.25% in April this year, and looking forward, these rates are only set to increase. The average interest rate for a personal loan from a New Zealand recognised bank is 17.95%, with a minimum borrowing of $2,000. Credit cards all come with yearly fees, combined with high interest rates, particularly if these are not paid back within 30 days. A loan of $500 from a loan shark, even if paid back within the month, would end up costing you upwards of $700. So what does this mean for you? The reality is that most of you will walk out of university and into a job where the money you earn is used to pay off debt incurred while you were studying, rather than towards the lifestyle you always dreamed of having. So what's the solution to interest-bearing debts? In an ideal world, you would get money without debt. So what's the next best thing? Micro-lending. Interest-free micro-lending is the concept of like-minded people banding together to improve their quality of life by decreasing debt with interest-free loans. This all begins with a saving pool, where people collectively keep money in one savings fund. They can borrow from the fund, and because no bank is involved, they have the benefit of an interest-free loan. There is one person who is the administrator of the account. This person looks after the funds, and there is a certain level of trust invested in this individual. Money is secured by having a funding agreement, which guarantees that everyone can get their money back at the end should they choose to leave. Whatever is purchased becomes property of the fund until it is paid back. If the loan is not paid back, the fund keeps the property and sells it to recover their funds, using the item as security. To remove funds from the account, there would be a minimum of 3 signatures required to prevent conspiring against other members. Our business concept is based on the ethical theory of utilitarianism, in which everyone involved has a better standard of living. Each person contributing funds increases the utility of each other with a minimum amount of risk. Solomon's concept is also important in that interest-free micro-lending firstly complies with the law, with various safeguards such as 3 signatures required to remove funds and using objects as security. Secondly, contributes to our stakeholders by decreasing their debt and overall increasing their standard of living. Thirdly, the consequence to society is that we have a less indebted youth, and people involved will be known as those who are able to pay off their debts. The company remains sustainable as there is an initial joining fee which covers starting up costs and a monthly fee which covers running costs. The fee is low, so not to deter investment or deter from the overall message of interest-free loans. The other features of our sustainability is an investment in interest-bearing savings account and investment schemes. It remains that the only negative impact on stakeholders is that of banks and moneylenders who are missing out on the interest they could gain from lending. This, of course, would have a major effect, as eventually the longer and more profitable the business becomes, the more banks and lenders are going to lose out. So with all these great reasons for joining and investing, why wouldn't you join us in creating a wealthier, more profitable and less indebted New Zealand? Join us today and check us out on www.freedommoney.co.nz.
Created using Powtoon.